Is this crooked? Oh, this is the first video. It's not, oh, that's worse. Hi everyone, if you are new, my name is Serena, and if you're not, welcome back. Click like, subscribe, share, all that. And now that I got that out the way, I decided to restart my YouTube channel because instead of it being a curated lifestyle blog about, oh my gosh, all these beautiful things, home decorating, I still love that, but my focus is a little different. I wanted to share my entrepreneurial journey, tongue-tied, because I thought it'd be really cool to, one, document my progress so I can look back on it. Two, have me held accountable so I can do these every week. Three, also share some tips with people who are in the process of starting either a business or a side hustle. Because we never get a chance to really see the progress. We always see the glow up, the I'm that bitch, boom. Side note, I drink, I curse, I love the Lord. It's a whole thing. Anyway, I sage, all that. It's a lot, okay? But anyway, I wanted to be able to share that journey because I want to be able to grow with my customer base. And a little bit about me, I am a marketer by day. I've had 1,000 side hustles, and now I'm really ready to kind of shed all of these side hustles and focus on one thing and grow that and let that be my full-time role. So I'm in the process of trying to figure that out. I used to work for a big-time jewelry company. It's still a big-time jewelry company. I just don't work there anymore. I started and it was a growing company, popular in the region, really picking up steam. So I was hired as a temp. I ended up being brought on full time as they started to expand. And I'm talking like some people were working out of a garage, some people were working out of a rented office. Like we were kind of all over the place. What felt like almost overnight, we blew up and I was hired full time, and then we went public, NASDAQ, ring the bell, the whole nine. It was awesome to be able to be a part of that journey. So it's really great to see that that company is still doing well, and I feel very proud because I was a part of that. And now I think I'm ready to branch out on my own. And so these are my confessions about what I'm gonna do as far as starting this process. And so my tip for the day, it's actually a story. It's short though. I went to the bank and I have my LLC, my EIN, the whole nine, and I sit down with the banker and we fill out all the paperwork. I make my deposit. She brings up the fact that I should consider getting business credit card or business line of credit. So I'm like, sure, let's go for it. So we fill out all that paperwork and we send it over to the underwriter. Everything looks great. Wait about a day or so, comes back, declined. Declined. How? The reason why that's so puzzling for me is because I've had large loans before. I currently am a homeowner, so I've had a big loan before. I've had large loans and have paid them back in full. So I have a car that I have paid off before the loan was due, and I have a pretty decent credit score. It's over 750. I also make enough money that pretty much guarantees that I can afford all of these bills. And I don't have any outstanding large student loans. Those are paid off. So I'm like, how the hell am I declined? You sure it's me? Check again. Turns out I had a small oversight. There was an account that I thought I closed. Turns out the bank closed it, but it still had an outstanding balance of like a couple $100. Not a lot, not even a lot. That's the part that pissed me off. It's not even a lot. So because of that, the underwriter was like, you have to take care of this. And so that's taken care of. I've got to send off the paperwork and wait for it to come back. And then I'll call the banker and we'll start the process with the underwriter all over again. But I just wanted to bring that up because it's really important to make sure that before you start to get your bank affairs in order, make sure your personal affairs are also in order. Because think of it like an 18-year-old who wants to rent a car or an apartment. Legally, you're an adult and you can get into legally binding contracts. However, to the creditors, they're going to look at you as risky. You may be an adult, but you have not proven yourself to be a responsible adult. So you usually need a cosigner. someone who's a more responsible, more proven adult to say, I trust this person's going to do it and they're going to pay their bills. And if they don't, you can come at me. Even though your business, especially if you have an LLC that's a single member entity, is going to require a co-signer or a guarantor, that being you, the single member, because it's an entity, but it's not established. And so it needs an established entity, you, to be able to vouch for it. And so you have to vouch for your business until it's more established and can do the things that it needs to do on its own. So I say that to say, it may seem super obvious, but make sure that you go back and check off and make sure you've got all of your ducks in a row. Anything that may be outstanding, you start to clear that up. And even if you're not necessarily ready to take on things like loans or anything, or credit cards or what have you, have that conversation with your banker about where you stand. And also make sure that when you go into these banks, you research them and you pick a bank that is very small business friendly, because my primary bank where I bank, they're a consumer bank. So they do great, wonderful things for me as a consumer, but for a small business, not necessarily for me. So I ended up going with a bank that was tried and true and rave reviews about being a small business bank. And so I ended up going with BB&T. So, and I usually bank with Capital One. So I just wanted to say those little nuggets. Hopefully it helps. If not, I hope it's entertaining. And I will keep it short and sweet, and I'll talk to you guys. I'm gonna say next week. I don't know when next week. It'll be a surprise for everybody. Where's my wine? I think I'm done. Bye, guys. Thank you.